Hey everyone, welcome back to Blake James Astrology. This is your horoscope for December 8th, 2021. And without any hesitation, we'll go right into the charts. So for December the 8th, we have the moon that's in Aquarius, and it's going to be trining the sun and Mercury both today. Um, Also, it's going to be squaring Uranus, and it's also going to be squaring Mars later in the day. It's going to conjunct Saturn and Jupiter. So there's a lot of aspects going on for the moon today. I'd like to say, first of all, that especially with Uranus, that square to Uranus, Uranus is in Taurus right now, and it's not exactly the best spot for Uranus, and it's been there since 2018. So he's been kind of causing a little bit of trouble there since 2018. Um, Not terribly bad trouble uh, yet. There might be some hiccups coming up in the future with that, but we definitely have seen an influx in. Um, taking our luxury items and our favorite steakhouse restaurants and kind of putting a different unique twist on things that we would normally consider um, quality items and things that we really enjoy and like to indulge in have really gone more towards, okay, let's try to fix things in a more alternative way by, instead of going to that steakhouse or instead of, uh, going shopping. Well, I guess let's stay at home and do some online shopping. Let's shop from our phones. And and let's so let's order from DoorDash instead of going to that fancy restaurant. So in a sense, it isn't great that he's there, but at the same time, he does find different solutions. So it is what it is, and we can expect to see more of that until 2026. But for today, and it's always a couple days a month where we're going to see our emotions kind of be struggling with that a little bit. But the funny thing is about today, the 8th of December, is that it's not only going to be squaring it, but they're almost kind of in a mutual reception, the moon and Uranus, because the moon will be in Aquarius, which is where Uranus rules Aquarius. So, you know, Uranus is the one that kind of wants to be there, but instead it's the moon. And the moon doesn't rule Taurus, but the moon does really like Taurus. And Taurus is really a really nice place for the moon to be, and the moon loves to be in Taurus. So there's sort of kind of, it's like a bizarro world thing where one of them is in the other one's house. So while they're kind of staying in each other's houses, the moon is kind of saying, like, I just feel like I just want to kind of disconnect from the world today and tomorrow. And it's, I would prefer to be, have my needs met and the things that I like and the things that I really enjoy and the things that I like to indulge in. But at the same time, like, I'm just not feeling it, and I feel like I need to sort of go off and be by myself or be with, like, just only connecting with people that you don't normally connect with, making a new connection. So it's kind of strange how one is acting like the other. But anyway, so she's there and she's trying to make those cold areas in her life a little bit more warmer and loving. Uh So yeah, they're sort of kind of acting. One is making one cold space warmer and more nurturing, whereas the other one is in the warm, uh, comfortable place and trying to make it a little more radical and unique in his own way. So yeah, so this is the moon's kind of, I guess, maybe a little bit of revenge retaliation to the to Uranus, which she's been doing. She does that a couple times, a couple days a month, every month. So anyway, so we're gonna be seeing that. So we're gonna be feeling, yeah, a little bit. We're gonna be feeling that that distantness, but at the same time, Aquarius isn't all about being, I mean, it's not the most emotional sign, but at the same time, it does like to make new connections with new people. So reaching out to people from another space is a perfect time to do that today. Um and if you're going to do anything weird or strange or something not what you normally do, this is a great day to do it, is a day like today. So if you've been thinking about, in the back of your mind, you just emotionally feel like this thing, like going, like, "Ah, just the heck with it, screw it, I'm just gonna do it this way now." Well, maybe today's a good day to start doing it like that then. Maybe test the waters, maybe see if it's a good fit. Like Aquarius is about finding new solutions to old traditions. He doesn't like the old traditional lifestyle. Okay, so that's a hard part. Another hard aspect that we'll talk about too is with Mars. Mars is nearing the end of Scorpio. So Mars in Scorpio, it's in ancient times is his home sign is Scorpio, and so he is in a way at home there in Scorpio, and it's going to be a bit of a challenge on our emotions to feel, um you don't feel like you really want to be out there and shine and show yourself, but at the same time, that Aquarius and the moon is saying, like, go do it. But Mars is saying, no, but we still need to think about it a little bit more, and we still need to, like, get everything, all of our ducks lined up, and think about it a little bit more and do a little bit more research. But the moon is like, no, like, but that's not what I feel like doing though. So there's going to be a bit of a struggle, an eternal struggle of where you think you need to go, and how fast you need to get it done and do it. And and then, but your internal emotions are saying, I just want to do it this strange, weird way, and just let me do it. So that's going to be a little bit tough. So, um, and then it's going to be conjuncting Saturn and Jupiter. The moon is going to be conjuncting Saturn and Jupiter in Aquarius today, which is good and bad. So it might be kind of a neutral, more of a neutral feeling. I mean, Saturn isn't all bad. Saturn, we can just thank him at the end of the day, because what he does is he kind of puts a stop and puts a cap on things by saying, well, you can't have it all. You can only have a certain amount, and I'm not giving it all to you. And you want to say, well, why? And then he says, well, you know, because you can't always, like, take it to the extreme. You can't always take things to the limit, to the you can't always make things that radical and that crazy. When he's in Aquarius, he's saying, okay, well, you can be radical if you want, but there's only a certain, there's only there, you have to be responsible about it too. You can't just go, like, super crazy and get in a spaceship and fly away. Like, I mean, disconnecting is fine, and doing things, connecting in weird alternative tech technical ways is fine, but doing it to that extreme is a little like it's just not common sense. So that's why Saturn is here to say whatever it is that you want to do, you can only do it in a more mature and responsible way. So here, you can do it, but I'm giving you a little bit more of a common a common groundedness to give you first, okay? Before you attempt to do anything like that. Then Jupiter is there too. So he's kind of throwing a little bit of a wrench in that. Jupiter, I mean, everyone does see Jupiter as like the good guy and the one that gives you all this stuff, which, yes, it's true. He is very good and he can give you as many gifts and the rewards as he wants. I mean, he has everything. But at the same time, is sometimes it's a little too much. So when we talk about Saturn here, like he is like kind of known as kind of the big bad boss guy. Like here comes daddy, like, trying to ground everybody, which I mean, well, sometimes we just have to listen to him. He can be grumpy and he can be a little cruel sometimes, but sometimes he knows what's best for us. And with Jupiter, he's the nice guy. He's like the nice uncle that comes in and says, "Hey," it's like he's like a Santa Claus coming in. But he can spoil us sometimes. So we can be I mean, he's going to end up giving us a lot of positivity with those needs that we want to do something radical and different and a big change today. But at the same time, he's going to make it a little bit more positive, and he's going to put a positive twist on it and say, like it's like think more optimistically and think more in the long term, and think where it's going to get you. And so he's really looking out for you, and saying, like, don't hold back too much. Saturn is here to say that he wants to like hold you back a bit, but the moon is actually closer to Jupiter, and Jupiter is saying, "No, come, like it's fine. It's gonna be good. It's like you can do it. Like I'm rooting for you. So go ahead and do things differently. If you don't feel like, being the center of attention, you don't feel like going out and doing what you always do, like then don't do it in a weird different way. Like things are gonna work out if you do it that way. And I'm here to like help you out with that. And I'm gonna make it even probably even weirder. Because whatever you do, and if Jupiter is there, he's gonna make it even crazier or even better, or whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. So anyway, so I hope that helped today. It's been a weird eclipse for everybody. I think it's been a little bit of everyone's going down some new doorways, that's for sure, after the solar eclipse. So I think today, especially with that moon uh, just coming to the end of Aquarius, it's really giving us that push down that new road, those new doors that those new stories that we're starting to create. It's giving, especially with Jupiter there too, is kind of giving us that go ahead to say, you know what, like, be unique, do that thing you do, and and I'll be there to kind of guide you along. He's there as our guide. Just don't go too overboard is the thing. Like, is that saying, like, you give them an inch and they take a mile. So just be careful of that. Try not to take too much. to try not to make things too radical and too disconnected and out there. Okay, so I will leave it at that. So yeah, so I hope that helped for anybody that was listening today, anybody that tuned in, and I really appreciate everybody that does watch these, and anybody that does like to drop in and listen. And if you want to give it a like, fine. If you want to subscribe, that's great. And I just want you all to know that I really appreciate it. And I'm gonna try to come back as often as I can. This is sort of a test to see how this goes. And who knows? Maybe I'll do another one for the next day, and we'll see. Let me know in the comments below if this resonated at all. Let me know if it didn't, even if it didn't. I'd love to know your opinion on how you feel like the day is going. Thank you very much. Take care.